Let's start with our game, and there's going to be a lot to preview, and we'll get deeper into it. But number 2 versus number 3, Ohio State goes to Eugene, takes on Oregon, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on NBC and Peacock. There's so much to get through with this game. There are so many
Yeah.
connections within this game. But at the end of the day, this is the battle right now, it feels like, for the top of the Big Ten and arguably for the top of the college football world about midway through the year.
Yeah, I think so. And I think everybody, still kind of recognizes that Ohio State is the team to beat in the league.
Agreed.
Um, there are no weaknesses on this team. And when you look across the board, offense and defense, the talent level, position by position, each level of their defense, everywhere in their offense. The only question marks coming in for Ohio State to begin the year was offensive line and quarterback. All right. Well, the offensive line has played really, really well. They've really gelled. They've done a great job. Chip Kelly as a play caller has just had a nice blend of run and pass. And then Will Howard, the transfer from Kansas State, has played exceptionally well. He's a running threat as well as a passing threat, and that really shows up in the red zone more than anywhere else. They're just very, very difficult to defend. The receivers, the running backs, outstanding. And then defensively, this is the third year in Jim Knowles' system, and you can just tell. I mean, they are just playing at a different level defensively because everybody's playing fast and everybody has great knowledge of what the system is. So they're playing great. This will be a challenge for them, though. They have not yet really. I mean, Iowa is a physical team, a tough team. They're typically hard to run on and get big plays on, but they're still very one-dimensional when it comes to playing offense. And Ohio State was able to just kind of stifle them. It was a slow start, right? Ohio State didn't look great early offensively. Their defense held them right in there. But you could tell Iowa was never going to figure out Ohio State's defense. So it was just a matter of time before the Buckeyes offense kicked into gear. And you see the explosive nature. I mean, 21 points, boom, 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 like that in the third quarter. That they have that ability. So and turnovers, kind of help that as well. Oregon is a more balanced offensive football team, so it'll be a better test, for this Ohio State defense. Oregon, first two games didn't look like everybody expected them to look. Didn't look like a power in the Big Ten. Had a kind of a ho-hum win against Idaho. Then they had a nail-biting win against Boise State, who is really a pretty good football team. Yeah. But the last 3 weeks now, they have played in more dominant fashion, and they've won all three in very convincing way. I think they should be very confident. Their defense looks to be legit. So I think on both sides of the ball, this will be the biggest test that Ohio State has faced. Plus the crowd, I mean, Autzen Stadium is not as big as the Big House or the Horseshoe or Penn State, but I don't know if there are any places any louder than Autzen Stadium when it's cranked up, and it will be cranked up on Saturday night. So that home field advantage, I think, will play for something for Oregon in this game.
Now, just to put a button on that first part of the Oregon conversation, that Boise State win looks better and better each week. I mean, Ashton Jeanty, through the first 6 weeks of the season, you could argue is the Heisman Trophy winner in the midway point of the year, along with the Travis Hunter. There's no real runaway winner, but Jeanty is on pace to break Barry Sanders' Heisman season numbers. Right. I mean, that's how dominant he's been. So they look like a team that could easily be vying for that playoff spot as a group of five school. So, yeah, it was a nail-biting win. It was a one-score win, but it was a win against a very good football team, and they're undefeated, obviously, coming in. And to your point, the last couple of weeks, they've looked more like the team we expected them to look like.